Okay, good. It looks like it's, yeah. All right, gents. So you can just chit chat amongst yourselves while I finish up with this, all this
I don't know
stuff.
if am I supposed to see you also, Franz?
Do you want to see me? I see you.
Yeah, but
I see Logan and you. I have all of three of us to the right in the screen.
yeah, I only see myself and Logan, but I can't see you.
Yeah, but I'm kind of.
If you go to view and hit gallery view, it should give you the right thing.
Yeah, I should have the third bar there, the one with two. If you click on the little one, you see 3 bars, one small thumbnail. Oh, I am here, Kroke.
Finally.
Finally.
And thanks for joining, Franz.
Oh, thanks. I'm happy to help out, as you know. You Logan, we're gonna have trouble with English. We are both old Swedes, so it's you have to bear with us. We're trying our best.
Yes.
It's no problem. I just say, like, take your time, and you don't get nervous. Just take your time and say what you need to say.
I like to do like Constance. She usually is very good at English, and then she doesn't know a word. You just say it in Swedish, and someone else translates very fast. So
he really gets away with it as well. That's pretty cool.
I did an interview with Agnes Udig the other day.
Yeah.
I was looking for the word. I actually ödmjuk. What's that?
That's a word you don't understand, right?
Yeah. You can translate it, can't you?
Yeah.
I forgot it again.
Humility. Are you translating?
Yes. Humble. And I said, oh, I'm very important with the humidity. Completely different. Completely different.
Even I got that one.
Humble is the word. Now I have it in front.
Humidity is not the same word, right? No.
No.
But in Swedish, it's really easy to mix those two up, actually.
Yeah. Usually the problem is when you're trying to say something that's close to your heart, the words doesn't really.
No, especially Nate. But thank God Logan said that we're going to do this late night at the fire, after the battles. Then everything can happen.
Usually
exactly.
Yeah, as long as we're friends, which we all are. Kinda. Yeah. Let's see about.
So I was going to say, last week we had one of our most watched shows ever for the page.
Yeah. It was Morales and King, right? Eric, right?
Yeah.
Or was it? Okay.
Good looking.
He's so handsome, we can touch him. He's impossible.
Well, this time I'll give you. We'll take into account that we're on a different format, so maybe you won't be able to compete, but maybe you will. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I figure we'll have to. Whoever has the most views out of all 3 of the episodes that we've done with Drachenwald Knights will be like the Drachenwald video champion.
Of course.
All right. Hold on just a moment.
Did you put out the link on Facebook? I got some.
Yeah, it just went out.
Okay. My friends are asking, why have you started, bro?
Yeah, all your employees.
All my employees, yeah. No, they can be there as well, but
no,
I don't have them on Facebook.
Oh.
Yes, I do. I realize a few. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Actually, I did tell some of our new teacher colleagues to watch.
You did?
Yeah, just to give them the hints of what do you do actually.
What do you really do?
Yeah.
I saw you showed up in Viking gear at school the other day. That was cool.
It was yeah. It worked.
They were surprised
really
to
nice.
get.
That was for 10 minutes. They were quite quiet, those few ones.
Yeah, okay. But they were small kids, right?
Yeah. Not first graders, kindergarten, so 6 years old.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
But I didn't bring any weapons. I thought the helmet was enough.
But did they ask for the for the weapons? The kids like weapons, right? They want to have the weapons, right?
Yeah, but I didn't bring any axes at all.
Good idea.
But that could only be bad.
Hey, excellent. We have Sonia's watching.
Hi, Sonia.
Okay, so we're just going to let a few more folks join up with us, and I will be right back.
Yep. Vad säger Krake? Det här kan ju bli roligt.
Mycket spännande.
Engelska är svårare.
Men jag har fått träna med Agnes en gång. Hon har sina intervjuer. De ska också vara på engelska ju. Men hon kan ju klippa.
Ja, det var engelska också. Jaha, just det. Ja, det är bra. Hon är skitduktig faktiskt.
Ja. Och som tur är kunde hon redigera lite sen nu, så hon kan ju också välja.
Ja, nu är det live. Nu är det kört liksom. Allt är kört. Vad i helvete säger han? Ja, det säger. Nej, vi får väl köra lite om våran stories där som vi snackade om innan.
Ja.
Jag kan ju börja dra den där 17 grejen. Vi börjar ju egentligen 17 med den här.
Vi snackar 17 Visby.
Ja, men jag fyllde i år då. Jag fyllde 50 då. Ancient old bastard. Vad sa du?
You're so much older than me.
Men hur gammal är du?
50.
Ja,
Ja.
Young Padawan learn. Det är skönt att bli kallad yngling på 50 i alla fall. Det är faktiskt inte så bra. Ja, det är man nöjd. När fyller du då?
Februari.
Februari, ja. Estrella.
Ja,
om ja. Bidde inget. Jag tror... Nej, det var inget Estrella. Estrella var inställt va? Jo. Eller fan var det?
Nej.
Det var Estrella.
Attli var där.
Attli var där, så var det ja. Det var bara han som var där. Det var sista som hände innan... Sista som hände... någon man. Det var väl sista som hände innan corona, typ. Sen var det fan ingenting. Vad märkligt. Ja, jag vet inte. Har du kollat hur det funkar där på YouTube? Eller jag vet inte hur de löste det.
Vilket då?
Ja, men det här eventet.
Nej, ingen aning.
Nej, jag fattar inte heller. Jag fattar inte. Det var bara Sonja som var live, tyckte jag han sa. Men var är länken, frågar de här nu.
All right, gents. Sorry about that.
No worries.
I think
the guys are asking where the link is.
I put the link in the Drachenwald page, the West Kingdom page, the Drachenwald Army page. So if they are not seeing it, let me double check to make sure that I got.
I think I shared the link on my own Facebook also.
Okay, good.
I did not. But I don't have any Drachenwald post. My Facebook is not my friend anymore. That's not. Let me see.
Yeah. So it's in the Drachenwald Army page. It's on the it's on the Drachenwald page.
Yeah.
So hopefully everybody's seeing that.
Yes. We'll do it anyway.
We'll do it anyway.
Well, yeah, we have 5 people watching so far.
Cool.
Hopefully they'll
but if you're on YouTube, we have to calculate the people who watch it afterwards also.
Yeah.
So you and I can watch ourselves.
Counts.
I can order mom to.
Oh boy. So technical issue. Yeah, boy. Now I'm having technical difficulties with my tongue.
You have to learn Swedish, Logan. I got it.
Probably that would be the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, my tablet doesn't want to work right, but that's okay. We can use it for other things. It's just been a really, well, for me, it's been a very interesting morning.
Ah.
But that's the price that you pay to get to sit and chit chat with your friends, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. It's better than not being able to chit chat with your friends.
It's true.
All right, let's see. What was I doing? This thing here, checking.
You have some good photos there, fans.
Where?
You have some good photos in art.
You found one that was funny. That was actually a very nice moment, though. When we're actually going out to that mud hell. Yeah, we were happy.
That's true.
And it wasn't me that took them. I think it was my brother-in-law or whatever it was. Sigfus, I think, took the photos. I think Ed, it might have been Ed.
Yeah. I try to look around, but it's very hard to find any good photos in Arbor.
Yes, agreed. All of them are taken from behind, which is kind of weird.
Because very far out.
Yeah,
there's two dudes there.
You know, or you're standing in some weird pose somewhere where you shouldn't supposed to be. Got a few of those as well. Why is he hanging out over there?
Yeah.
I love it when someone takes a perfect picture of you, fighting or whatever, and you look at it and you remember exactly what you were doing there, like in that moment, in that one frame.
Yeah.
And I love it when it makes you look so much cooler than you really are.
Yeah, those are the best. Those are the best.
I think I have to wait for those. I haven't really found those yet. Sorry.
Take more photos. Once in a while, you get lucky.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we only got 4 watching, but that's because with all the craziness going on. So I would encourage those who are watching to make sure that everybody else who would want to see this show, send them the link so that they can jump on board here. We've sent it out over Facebook. We'll give it another minute or so, and then we'll get to the actual show, and we'll talk to my 2 wonderful guests today. Sound like a plan, gentlemen?
Sounds like a plan.
Good.
Definitely.
I'm having to bounce back and forth between my between my screens here just to make sure everything is getting right. Oh, and I can't even talk today. Could be worse. Sorry, and now I'm getting.
So, Franz, when did you reign?
2000, 2010. Founders reigned 2000. Then I get knighted and changed my name, and then I reigned 2010 with Wilhelmina.
Okay.
Then I lost the damn final in the crown. I've been to 1 crown and I lost the final to Evil William. I don't like crown. Actually, I think I lost 2 finals earlier than 2000 as well. Hartman, there was I lost to Hartman, 3rd principality tourney ever when I was a kid. And heart mode still L. Nah.
Alrighty. So, gents, we are going to go ahead and get started.
Yep.
Because with all this craziness, people will catch up, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Right? Alrighty. So, welcome everyone out there in internet land. Thank you for coming and putting up with all the technical craziness and coming to watch Ask the Knights live. This is our 25th episode. That's right, our 25th episode. I never thought that we would make it, this far. I thought we'd just do 8 or so and have a good time. But you guys keep watching, so I will keep making them, and I appreciate you for it. So today we have 2 more fantastic knights from Drachenwald to answer all those burning questions you have about knighthood and the path and all the goofiness that comes along. So, gentlemen, would you be so kind as to introduce yourselves, tell us a little bit about your SCA journey, and then we'll get into some questions.
Yeah, I'll go first. Thanks, Logan, for being here. I am Frans von Hoenklingen from Drachenwald, Nordmark, which is Sweden. Been around since 1990, where I started as a scout and a war. Then gotta go get my armor. So it was in Visby at the Medieval Week. Me and my friend made armor, and then we went. The year after 91 was my real first event. Have been playing since then, actually. Even if I have the last 8 years, I've been taking care of my kids mostly. I have 3 wonderful kids. But I got knighted at 2001 or something like that. But been around and I actually got started again somehow. Feels kind of weird when you're 53 years old, but it's as fun as it is. Over the last years, it haven't been that fun. We've made some Australia trips we're going to talk about later. That's about who I am. I'm usually called the Hauptmann in Drachenwald, which is around the big Landsnit household over a few years. It's sort of disintegrated now because we're getting older and having kids, all of us. But back in the days.
Krege?
Yeah, well, I started a very long time ago, but then I have a small break. I think I started around 86.
Oh, wait. So tell everybody who you are first. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. My name is Harald Krake, and I'm also the baby knight in Nordmark at the moment. I was knighted in December last year, so I haven't been a knight for that long. So make the difficult question for Frans and the easy ones to me. And I started to play the SCA 86, and then I met my wife in 1990, and then I took a small break until 2015, where I got a letter to the Re-Beginners tournament from Viscount Cormac, who said everybody who's been inactive for more than 15 years can come and fight in Visby. So then all my children are grown up, so I have to get myself a new hobby. So at age 45, what can you start with? We'll start with heavy fighting. It's a good idea.
Smart.
So now I've been playing since 2015.
Awesome. So cool. So thank you, gentlemen, so much for being here with us today. Having these conversations with you guys, over the past couple of weeks has been awesome. I miss you guys so much. I miss my little home in Drachenwald and all my friends, and I love it when you guys come to visit. And hopefully we'll be able to get to that again soon, and we'll be able to come visit you as well. But until we can do that, we have this. And so, you guys ready to get started on questions?
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right. So I'll throw out a super easy question. Yeah, this is all opinion. Super easy question to get you guys started. What weapons form, if any, do you think that someone just starting off in heavy fighting should try first, or does it matter? Should it be, you know, sword and shield, or just something that they're interested in?
I can go first. The tradition in Drachenwald are pretty simple. Everybody starts with sword and board, but I don't think that is the right thing, because different fighters tend to do like different styles. And for first, you should go for something you feel is fun. I think more people should do the bastard sword for the beginners, because it quickens up it goes so fast. I would actually encourage to do that. But many do sword and board, especially where I'm from.
Mm-hmm.
I think I started with sword and board also, and it's a good thing to start with because it's the way to get the least amount of bruises when you start. So it's more.
Fair point.
It's more important who you get coaching you or mentoring you when you start than which weapon form you start with. It's how you received or how you introduced to the heavy fighting part of it is much more important than what kind of weapons they use on you.
Yeah.
But sword and shield, there's a lot of protection in that. I think that's a good idea in the beginning.
You call me a beginner? I still do that. Oh, sorry about that.
Okay, that's great answers all around. So we'll go with one that's still fairly easy, but what was your and this is, you know, in regards to your path to knighthood, what was the biggest hurdle or difficulty that you had to get past in order to get yourself to the position where you were considered for knighthood?
If I start on that one, it's hard to know because the decision lies with so many others than yourself. I thought to get the knight, only try to be who I am. I really put a lot of effort into beating knights in the list field. That was my main goal, to meet as many knights as possible and to try to best them or be better than them while fighting. Other than that, I'll just try to be myself. And the hurdle could be that when you start with the SA fighting, if you have somewhat luck or success in the beginning, people look at you at a certain way, and that might affect how people see at you. If you say, since I reckon I'd only been fighting for 5 years, and I come around and start beating people who's been fighting for 15 or 20 years quite easily. And that affects how people look at you. So that might have been a hurdle of some kind, but then that's only guessing. I don't know it because decision lies with other people. But yeah, I have to work with that.
For me, it was a little different. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Now, did that answer the question? I'm not sure of.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
For me, it was a little different. When I started, I got kind of good fast. In my mind, I turned into the top candidate after a few years, which is bad because the decision weren't mine. So I was thinking, I am absolutely worthy of knighthood. So that started to get a mental issue for me. Because I could beat, I thought, it was probably not true, but I thought I could beat everybody. I was really, really good. Me and a few other angry guys. They are all knighted now, by the way. Starting to get really irritated. And this one year, Duke Jade from the West, him and Uther, I think it was, come over, and we had this open knight circle. I was a young squire. And I wasn't even a squire. Sorry about that. But I wasn't. So we had this. But what does it take to be a knight? I asked this Jade character, who is a pretty cool guy. He was my knight later. I was his squire. So
nice.
And he answered, every knight is different. And I was so damn irritated. I can beat everybody. I should be knighted now. Then I realized, not now, but a few years ago, I realized, wait a minute. That was kind of stupid, Patrick. My name is Franz. And it really was, because I thought I had anything to do with it. And I was so angry, me and another knight from we don't want to name mention him. Another friend, a dear friend of mine, whom I love. We were so angry and irritated about this, but then when we actually get knighted, then I realized, I wasn't ready. I was not ready when I thought I was. I thought I had the skill. I probably had the skill, but I was an angry brat, and I think that's good for everyone to know. I can stand there in my fancy garb. Oh, look at Franz! He knows everything. Yeah, right. But not. So it's a path. It can be a real struggle. It can be a hindrance in some way.
Do you think it's harder for people who are younger to?
Yeah, but I was young then. I was 25.
Right.
Wait, 28. Yeah, something. Yeah, I think so. I would not have thought about it and in that way now, but I've been knighted for a few years now, so it's the story I also tell. I turned out to be a squire to Jade after that, so he managed to get some hold of some anger management thingies at least.
So you think it's a level of maturity? Because
for me it was.
And because there's a lot of people who, they see like these goals and they attain goals, but they're usually everything, like you said, within their control. You can train and get better. You can, work on your armor and get better. You can work on your appearance and get better. All of these things you can do, but you also have to work on your personality. Well, not personality, but your maturity.
Yeah, but you also maybe shouldn't work on trying to get a knight. Just leave that bit alone and do the other stuff, and then you.
Yeah, but I know many young fighters who are really, really fast, really strong, have struggled with it. But I can beat everybody, but they can't see that they probably aren't ready yet. And to be quite fair, it's in the king's choice, the king and queen's choice. It's a little of a lottery as well. You have to remember that. It's if not somebody doesn't like you. I mean, we had some poll that every knight turned yes on the poll, but the king said no, I won't do it. Mm-hmm. Then it's a no, and that's also it's a little of a popularity thing. Also, I hate to say that, but it is.
So, my knight Duke Mark and several other knights that I respect, they have all said virtually the same thing when it comes to knighthood. They said, don't try to get knighted, try to be knightly. If you act as a knight, whether or not you ever get the belt and chain, people will think of you as such, and that is what you want. You know what I mean? Like,
I agree.
People trust you in that capacity, then that's all that's there. And then, hopefully it'll come.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's it's one of those things that like you said, a lot of younger guys, because they're used to, I can beat everyone. I've achieved the goal. Yeah. I've got the prowess, but there's more to it than that.
Yeah.
All right.
At least I think it should be. Not all kings think that's what I think, but
yeah. So here's a question for you guys. I don't know if either of you have squires right now, but I'm sure that you have thought about. Oh, you've got 3.
4.
I know you
3.5.
3.5.
Yeah. I got a half squire.
But how do you want someone to approach you, or do you want to be the one that approaches them, to start that type of relationship?
I can go first, as I have squires.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I have 4 squires, 3.5 squires at the moment. The half squire is my oldest squire. He's dead broke and is kind of out of the SCA, but if he ever comes back, he is more than welcome to put up his red belt again. But for me, it's been a little different. I don't see my role as a knight as the same for all my squires. For some, I'm a role model or a contact and for some I am just his best friend. So it's a little different. I try to be there, try to support them. We live, Sweden is kind of big, and I don't live close by any of my squires anymore. So we're trying to do this social part as the main thing, actually. Training, they report to me what they train, and I have input, of course, but they are doing their own game, and I'm more than mental coach for them. That's my strong part. I was never strong single combat, and I don't think actually don't think it's fun with single combat. I think wars are fun. I think that kind of thing is fun, and I want my squires to be part of war units or take leadership control and stuff like that. But approach-wise, it's hard. If I choose, I would like to approach. But then must be sure if they say yes or no. So I'm not sure really. I tried both. Both were kind of fine.
Well, I don't have any squires, and I haven't been a knight at the SA event since I got knighted right before the plague. And well, you know how it's been. But yeah. I can refer to my relationship to my knight, Count Wilfric. He lives in the same city, and he's the one who started training with me when I re-began this journey, so to say. And once he got knighted, we're exactly the same age, and we like to do the same thing, and we got a lot of things in common. So we just like mutual agreement. Let's do the SE together, and might as well do as a knight and squire at the moment. So it was more like a friendship where we had a common interest than a relationship of teaching. He's a much better fighter than me, so I could learn from him that way, and he also know how the society works, so can teach me that. But we were more, I would say, more level in hierarchy.
Yeah,
is that the correct word?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I'll see when I get to go to Eventia, and I can think about the question again if I want to be approached. I don't know actually.
I will send someone by.
Oh, good.
I have idea.
So now's the part of the show where I remind all our folks in the chat right now, or who are watching, to put your questions into the chat, because we started a little bit late. So we have a few more questions to get through before we start taking audience questions. But I can't take audience questions if I don't have any questions from the audience. So get in there, ask these gentlemen whatever you'd like. And as long as it's, not too risque, I'm pretty sure they'll answer it for you.
Yeah, I talk you will, of course.
No.
Yeah.
If you don't dare, I'll do it. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So with all this, craziness going on right now, the whole reason why we're on this video and not sitting around a fire somewhere chit-chatting, is there, what part of your fighting or just your SCA kit are you trying to improve right now? Anything from learning a new style, making new clothing, fixing armor, making new armor, anything like that, or anything else. Are you trying to learn new skill, calligraphy, sewing, anything?
Well, since I'm not as old as Franz, but almost. It's very important to all the time train the fundamentals, the balance, and your throwing technique. So that's what I train all the time. As soon as I go sparring or I stand in front of the pell, it's the same basic flat snap and inside jab and wrap shots that need to be trained so I won't hurt shoulders or elbows or back or whatever it is. So it's fighting wise, it's what you really want to be good at is fundamentals. If a good balance, good movement, and good techniques, then you don't need very much else. That's my philosophy. And then to me, I'm always trying to sew because that's where my SCA hobby is. The main hours is when I'm at home doing things, arts and science, sewing or manufacturing arms or helmets or whatever. That's where I really enjoy the SCA when I'm at home making things for events. So at the moment, I'm embroidering quite a lot, and I'm training as much as I can to be able to become a better fighter. And then I only trade fundamentals, balance, angles, and 3 shots. Flat snap, the inside jab, and the wrap. That's all I can do.
The toolbox, as a friend of mine calls it.
I'm trying, as Krake said, I'm trying to keep the pedal work working and so the footwork works. But it's harder when you get older, and this Corona thing is not my friend. But what I'm doing is making new garb. This is what I do.
Ooh, fancy!
This is fancy.
Sexiness.
So sewing is a new thing. I'm trying to make new Reislaufer from what's called Swiss Reislaufer clothing. I used to have only Landsknecht garb, but now I'm turning a little more 1500. Try to do something new. I'm to involve something, and sewing is fun. It's weirdly fun, but so we have some new projects coming up. So we can look sharp whenever this Corona thing ends.
Excellent.
It's sort of meditating.
Yeah, it is. It's weird, but it is. I didn't think so. I see myself doing this when I was 25, but it's really cool. I like to make stuff as well.
Well,
wood carving is a new one.
Oh, see, I started bone carving.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those things, like we've got so much time. Like, this is the perfect time to pick up another
hobby.
Well, the SCA is the hobby of hobbies.
Yeah.
And the deadlines are quite far away at the moment, so you can like start very big projects.
Yeah.
Because it won't be for another month or 2 when you can use it.
I can't wait to see everybody decked out when we get to the next event where we can all get together and I'm looking for 8-foot plumes coming off.
Yeah. What did you do this 2020 year?
Yeah.
You can have an art and science show all about that.
Yeah.
We've actually been fighting a little as well, just small groups, and me and Krake fought the other 3 weeks ago, or something like that. So we have very little fighting, but it's not much. Where I live, it's very sparse. I think I've been fighting other than myself like 2 times this year, which is kind of nothing. Or maybe 3 times. Yeah. So it's a struggle. We want to do it more, so it's because it's damn fun. Still is.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see, because like there are some people who have fighters that they live with, like over here in the West.
Yeah, I saw Ryan.
Yeah. So Sir Helga, Duchess Helga, Duke Hansa, Duke Havek, like they all live right together. So those 3 are going just to be like, at the next war, if they fight together, they're just going to be like a little group of murder hornets. And they're just going to be cutting paths through everything. So I'm looking forward to see that. So speaking of wars, which I know is one of our favorite subjects in Drachenwald. So if you were to magically be able to bring 30 Drachenwalders to any war in the US, which one would it be? And vice versa, if you were to magically be able to drag 30 of your friends from the US kingdoms to any war in Drachenwald, what would it be?
Who was first? I don't remember anymore.
Your turn.
My turn. Yee-hoo!
Yeah, I think it's your turn.
This is for the first part. It's very hard. I've been to 4 Pensics. I've been to 5 Estrellas. and that's it. So I love Australia. It's the dream for me. It's fantastic. I mean, I hang out with my Lunchneck household, and I would like to see them again. But I've been there 5 times. So if we're going to go somewhere else, I think we're probably going to go Great Western or Little or maybe Gulf Wars. I have this dream about. I met one night at Penzig, an old king from the Calontir, and I told him, I want to hear the big guys with big gray beards sing. Let's go to Calontir camp. That king guy said. So we went over and they had this concert for us, which so I want to go there, but I think Great Western is that one that are absolutely closest. All of you guys live there. My ATL friends go there, and some Kaid friends that I have go there. So I probably want to bring, if we bring the army again, I'm probably going to be Great Western, I think. Because all the last 3 times I went to Australia, it's rained. That's it, 3 times ever it rained. I've been there all the 3 of them. So I love rain.
It's been really, really weird. Like Australia is not really known for, like, every couple of years or every 3 to 5 years it'll rain.
Yeah.
But yeah, the last, especially the last 2 Australia.
Last was, yeah.
Oh yeah, they were interesting.
But if we bring our friends over to Sweden or Nordmark, I think we should go to Nordmark, and I absolutely think it should be Double Wars. It's the only thing where we actually can have real melees, if I put it mildly. We have some other wars where you can maybe 30, 50 fighters, but Double Wars maybe show up at around 100. The maximum was 98. So, but nowadays we are like, I don't think 50 maybe or something like that. So bring 30. I would be very, very glad.
Yeah, that would be.
It would be you against the whole of Nordmark.
Yeah.
I can.
Great.
I don't know. I've been to Penzig and I've been to Australia, and Australia was, how to say, interesting. Weather-wise, the umbrella war. But then no, I have to listen to someone else's advice. So I'll listen to Franz, what he says. I like his stories when he tries to brag of how good it is. Then they just deduct half, and then it'll be great. Yeah, and if you want to come to Nordmark, you should definitely come to Double Wars. It's amazing scenery. It's amazing. It's the nature, the forests, and all the green around you in the springtime in the south of Nordmark is quite amazing. So it's just got to be Double Wars. Then we have a small contender, and that's Kadjol in Aanemetsä, Finland. Yeah. Which is just an amazing event where you, but you sometimes you come to be too relaxed at Kadjol Wars, because that's the most relaxed ever to say. But one of those 2, maybe 1 Double War, 2 Kadjol.
Awesome. Yeah, I would love to get you guys out here for Great Western, and it can be done. You know, you just gotta let us know, and we will. We do it every year for several people who come out and visit. You know, we make sure that you guys have a place to stay and all that good stuff, and get you to the site and back to the airport and everything. But if there's one war other than Great Western that I would love to take the Drachenwalders to, is the West Ontario War, or the Ontario West War, just depending on where you live. It's another beautiful site. Like you're saying, you know, southern Sweden in the spring is gorgeous. Well, the Oregon coastal, Pacific coast area is just, it's amazing, and it reminds me a lot of like northern Germany, or kind of like, actually no, more like the Schwarzwald, the Black Forest, you know, because it's like big trees and the mist and it's fantastic and gorgeous. And you know, those folks from Mantir are pretty cool. Good.
We'll have to come.
Yeah. So
Yeah, we'll definitely. We had this idea about when I turned 50, 2017. I told a friend of mine, let's go to Australia one more time. So we turned out to be 17, and we had a blast. And then we bragged about this at the Bisping later. And then this guy showed up in my camp. Do you feel free to follow up, Krock? This is actually fun story.
I came there. I think I was I
the Prince, right?
I was Prince at the time.
It was dark.
And Frans was like going on with his stories, just keep on rolling, just bigger and bigger between the guys.
Thousands of.
But I was impressed, so to say.
Yeah.
I was very impressed. So at the very late in the evening, I asked Frans, how many spear fighters do we need to dominate Pensick? He said 50. 50 will do. That'll be
50 will do.
Okay.
I was turning 50,
So Frans, when are we leaving then? Next year, that's too close. Let's make it in 2 years. Okay, 2019. So you'll bring 50 spear fighters and I'll be king. And we didn't really get there.
Yeah. Okay. Do you know what he did, Logan? This is the fun part. Can I carve this into your table? then he took out the knife and carved my table. And my wife was, Frans, there's somebody's carving up our table. Do you know that guy? Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, then.
Yeah, it's no
and
problem.
Then we did go.
And we started to just putting on small signs with 2019 all over the place.
Yeah.
Just get magic. What's that? What's happening? I don't know.
It was a very fun public relations stunt, actually. I don't know how many we went, 30 something, 35 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So that was pretty good. Biggest army ever. Now we have to beat that. We can. But we'll see. We have to put an aim. It takes 2 years for us to muster, maybe at least more than 1 year, at least.
Yeah,
we'll try to do something new.
We've had all this time this year, so I would say that people have been prepping and everything, and nobody's been really going anywhere, so they're already saving money. So let's say next year.
Yeah.
Come the great question.
Sounds like a plan.
It would be it'd be wonderful. We'd love to have you all, and that would be a lot of fun.
I'm very sure about that.
Yeah. Okay, so we do have a question from our fantastic audience here. Leah is asking, she said, Ed asks, if the rattan supply were to disappear, what road should the SCA fighting take? Plastic, steel, something else?
Krake goes first.
I would say we do have the option for plastic already. I don't know the name of it, and I haven't used it so far. The steel sword seems to be a bit hurtful when we see at the, what do you call it, medieval art combat, where they hurt each other quite a lot, both with the heavier armor and the pushing and shoving things. So I don't think that the blunt steel sword is the way to go. I think it would more be the glass fiber sort of, the plastic swords should be the way to go. So we keep our batons instead of using swords.
Yeah, I tend to agree. But when he said that the rattan stash is gone, I was looking out to my garage. Had somebody stolen it? I have supplies for a while, even for Ed.
Yeah.
But I agree with Krake there. It's we had this where I live in Gothenburg. We had a big group that split off from the SCA and started armor combat, but they are mostly disintegrated. Many people get hurt, but this new SCA steel thing, we haven't seen much of it in Drachenwald yet, so we can see what's happened there as well.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's I haven't done it or really seen it too much, but it's it's from what I hear, it's a little bit slower speed. Not much, but like, it's very, very calculated, very safe.
Yeah.
Because
The SCA thingy. Yeah.
yeah, that's our buzzword.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that we don't do as a society in the whole, because it's very hard to make it safe to do.
Yeah.
And people are always trying it out. So I don't know. All right, so let me find another question for
Ed, but one I must add a thing there.
Sure.
Ed should get in armor often. Ed, you see this? Get in armor. Very good. Thank you.
Okay, so here's another easy one for you. So what is your personal favorite weapons form, and why do you like it?
Was it me, right?
Yeah.
This is, I think, every knight should be able to manage all weapon forms. With that said, my polearm skills are horrible, but I like the bastard sword, as I've talked about a little earlier. I think it's great fun. It's not very effective, but fighting bastard sword against bastard sword is one of the most fun thing there is, I think. Otherwise, sword and board, I like the mind game.
Yeah.
And I definitely have to say sword and board, since I started with Count Wilfric, and we were coached by Duke Branners by video links. So he's my Duke Branners, and Duke Angvalder is my big idol, so to say. And to achieve the skill that they can have it's another planet, but it's fun to try to get there. How do they do it, and how do they achieve it? So sword and board, it's what I want to do and be the best in the world at. But then it's fun to play with other stuff like spears and polearms and so forth. I'm not very good at Florentine, since left hand is not really
Work.
I know I can pick it up, but haven't come there yet. So sword and board is number one.
Cool. So, all right, since you brought up Florentine, but here's one of my pet peeves. Well, I won't say it's my pet peeves. I'll form it as a question. How do you feel about people using ahistorical weapons or styles, or even weapons that don't really fit their persona or what they are presenting on the field?
Am I starting?
Yeah, you're starting this one.
It's a hard one, since I like to have a fighting because of the competitive side also about it. I like to achieve and be better and do things. How can they be done even more effectively? So since I have a Viking persona and I haven't fought with a round shield, I'm maybe a bit cheating there, not using the correct way to use it. I'm trying to work out another shield form at the moment that's closer to round. So to me it's quite okay, because heavy fighting it's not fighting. It's something else. It's not
sports.
Historical fighting, because we can't hit each other on the knees and we can't kick each other and so forth. But we have to involve our sport, our fighting, within the regulations that we have. So to me it's quite okay, as long as we try to follow the rules and take it as far as it can be taken in our modern world, but somewhat historical.
Yeah.
I would say that I appreciate when I see some guy shows up and using Talhofer for instance, and it warms my heart to see, because it's kind of hard, and it is like Rake says, it's different because we are not using the same rule game. You can't hook the ankles and stuff like that and kick them in the groin. You can, but it's not very nice. So I appreciate people are trying to do that. We have a few way up in Sweden, north of Sweden, that are trying to do that. But when it gets competitive, I would say I more appreciate fighting. I had the honor of fighting Dukansa 2017, and he one-shotted me 4 times in a row. That was not good for me. But what he did was he used a technique that I have never seen So I had to, the fifth bout, I had to stop him. What are you doing? Because I didn't understand what he was doing. Then I managed to understand it and adapt to it. That was pretty cool, actually. So I appreciate to see different styles. I learned a lot from Krake, which he probably doesn't know, but because he fights different. And I really appreciate to see those new things. And if I can learn from, because you're never done learning. Even the best ones are still learning, which is kind of cool. So we learn from each other. It's basically, that's one of the good things as well.
Excellent. Yeah, I agree 100%. I only have minor issues with certain things. Like I'm not a big fan of Florentine in the heavy list, simply because it was more of a rapier thing, and then even then, like, they didn't go out with 2 matched rapiers. You know what I'm saying? Like, but then I have less of a problem when someone comes out with, say, sword and spear or sword and axe. That's to me that was done a little bit more. There's a little bit more visual representation in historical documents for things like that. So I don't know. It works really well for some people. They come out and they can beat you like a drum. But
I know the feeling.
But I've seen, particularly here in the West as well, I've seen a lot more people trying to go to styles that are a little bit more representative of something that would have been used.
I think we had the same. Once, for a little while, we had lots of this. We called them Christians, that were upside down two-handed sword and some spears. The Madu thingy was going on for a little while, but which is super effective. But then it's got a bad rep, kind of. I don't know. It's still very, very effective weapon form, I must say. But we are more leaning back to sword and board nowadays as well. The pole arms are very strong single-wise as well. We have a few very skilled pole arm fighters, which are doing really good in the tournaments as well. I didn't thought that would be possible back in the days, but hey, there are a few damn good pole arms.
Yeah, but also cool. The skill of the fighter is more determined than the weapon form. My 2 top fighters in the world use sword and shield, so it's more fundamentals. How good of a fighter are you? It doesn't have to be with a special weapon form. It's how you understand the basic of fighting, how to do the easy things very, very good.
Absolutely. All right, so we're getting towards the end of our time here, gents, but we do have another question from the audience, and that is, what is your best or favorite memory of being in armor?
Who goes first?
You're first this time, I think.
Should I start?
Yes,
there have been some moments. Commanding the Drachenwald army 2 times was fantastic. But one of my favorite moments was at the Estrella once. I think I was the only Drachenwald there, and I was fighting with my friend Moivar. And we got charged by big guys, huge guys. And we were spear guys, kind of thin, hard to imagine. And we got shield bashed my goodness. I flipped over and what happened? And then he was standing over me because I was lying on my back. And he says, but Franz, in a very calm voice, because we were getting charged by, huge shield dudes. And he was, Franz, you cannot lie here. We must kill them. Can you please stand up? And he put down his hand, and I was, what's happening? Here's your spear. Now can we kill those guys in the shield? And then we kill them. Which is, I still don't think that happened. But other sources told me that actually was true. That was one of the coolest moments ever. Just the huge shield bash, and then managed to. You don't die by getting hit by a shield, by the way. But it was very fun. It was very, very fun. something.
It sounds like fun.
Yeah, it was insanely fun.
I have a very interesting. I mean, winning is fun, and when you best someone is fun. But I have a very strong memory was when Duke Rangvaldo came to Double Wars a few years ago, and I got the opportunity to go one-on-one and spar with him. And he hits you somewhere, and he says, "What did I do?" And I said, "I have no idea." Then he told me what he did. Oh, now I see it. And you do it again, and he hits you somewhere, and he said, "What did I do now?" And I said, "I have no idea." And it just tells you what he did, and he said, "Oh, yeah, that's true. I can see that now." Afterwards, and that was like a great realization of how good you can get if you practice it, and at what different level there is to achieve, which really felt good to someone who's so much better than you, that brings you down a bit, and it makes you look upwards towards the stars, because probably everyone can come there if they train enough or spar enough. And that's something I'm going to carry on when I have no idea what happened, but it was quite interesting.
Oh goodness, that was awesome. Awesome answers from both of you. Okay, gents, so we've got one more question here. And this is the one that, like I've told you before, you've probably seen if you've watched any of my videos. I love this question because it always brings up some awesome memories, and that is about your chains. So do you have a favorite chain? What is it and why?
Well, I have, since I haven't been a knight for very long, I have two chains, which I both got. I have to mention them because this I got from Sir Ludwig, who is a really, to me, it's a very good friend, because he was one of the first people in the SCA who really noticed me when I was new and I didn't know anyone. And so that was a good memory. And then I have this chain, which I'm very proud of, that I got at my knighting from Duke Branners, who is, as you might have heard, my can you say idol? Or someone who's very good at fighting, whom I try to be like as much as I can, that I'm very proud that I got to wear, and makes me want to train more and train harder and train longer to achieve something. So it reminds me, as soon as I use it, reminds me of, oh yeah, I have to train a bit more, and then I can come somewhere in my life and I can become better. And that's a good feeling to have a reminder that I can get better all the time.
My favorite chain is lost to me. I got knighted at 2000 and what was it, 1 or whatever, and I got this chain from Duke Yade, who is silver chain, handmade silver chain. But I gave it away. I gave it away to my squire, because here you have something to strive for. He's a very strong squire, and he will be knighted one day, and I like the lineage goes to him. So he got it on as a teaser. I don't know if it's work. He's not knighted yet, but one day maybe. But to show off, I have, as Krake said, I got this after our shiver retreat a few weeks ago. I got this from Ludwig because he thought I look ugly. You need a new chain, Frans. You look like I would say the Ludwig chain as well. He's a great friend and craftsman. So it's but the other is lost. Not lost. My squire got it, but
Yeah, it's just it's in a new home.
It's in a new home.
So we're almost done here, but I have to ask you guys this question because it's one of my favorites. You guys know that I'm a little bit of a clothes horse. I like to have like nice clothes and everything.
Yeah.
But so how important is it, do you think, to look good? In the SCA, in your persona clothing, your kit, should that, like, even if you have the most basic of kits, like there's things that you can do to to make it more impressive. Do you think that's an important thing to do?
Is it me?
Yes.
It's me.
Front, I think
It's the only thing that matters. Fighting is fun, yeah. But for me, it's the most of the thing I can bring nowadays is the idea, the dream. I try pretty hard. At least I think so, to be more larger than life. When you meet Frans van Hoenkling, you're going to meet some guy that doesn't exist. That's my idea of it. That's what I want to perform. I don't know if perform is the right word, but to be inspiring, to always dress up for a fight, to always put on the feathers to the helmet, to actually do that, because it's a part of the game. And I think some of us, including myself back in the days, forgets that this, because I'm so much into just fighting for now. You need to see that you're entertaining as well. I would say it's the most important thing. Other fighting styles is also fun. Fighting with sticks, there are other things we can do. You can fight Hema or whatever. But I think that's the most important thing. Try to look good and try to be inspiring, especially if you're a knight. I don't say it's only a knight, of course, but you're part of something that should be bigger. And I try to do my part. I don't succeed all the time, but I try.
I think you do a pretty good job.
Sometimes at least. Not all. I'm so modest. That's me.
Yeah.
I think it's very much up to the individuals, because I don't put pressure of someone else to try to look better, because I believe that everybody do as good as they can, or as they know at the moment. Everybody always tries their best, and to me that's okay. But I also want to try my best all the time and try to evolve and get better at especially garb and costumes. You can always achieve and get better, and it's so easy nowadays. You can get help from anywhere in the world, actually.
Yeah.
How do I do this better? And can you give me an advice? And people help you. And that makes that I always try to make new stuff, even though you don't have the time to wear it all. It's fun just making it. It's fun. And at some point, no, let's go change clothes. You did that an hour ago. Do it again.
Do it again.
We won't get to use it. So I want to look as good as I possibly can. And I believe that everyone else always do their best. So it's not for me to judge your attempt or your try. It's fine. And I think it also says that attempt to garb is what counts. So, and the attempt can be at so many different levels that I don't judge anyone else, but I judge myself really hard, that I want to try to look good. I want garb that looks really good, that can amaze children with, maybe.
Yeah. No, I agree 100%. Like I like to look good. I like to make sure my kit looks good, but I also I like passing down things as well, to like that guy that just, he showed up to 3 events now, and I've got a tunic that I barely wear anymore, or, I've worn twice in the last 3 years. Hey, guess what, kid? Here's your new tunic. It's not perfect. It may be an older attempt, and it's not great, but it's cool.
It was probably great when you made it, because then you did your best.
Yes, absolutely.
So
So
we're doing that a lot as well. We try to. I mean, I think I have 2 garbs that are present now. Everything else is given away. I give away everything I have. So
it's also
I really like it. I like to see my old stuff showing up and making somebody happy. It's a good thing. It's a really good thing.
It's also a good way to get your butt in gear and to make yourself new stuff.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
I see you have a nice badge there.
Which one?
You have no, not you, but
the army badge.
And you have this nice Drachenwald badge,
This one
Drachenwald
right
army
here?
badge.
Yeah. Can you see?
Looking sharp, looking sharp.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
noticed. Oh, there you go. Oh, now I'm happy.
Oh, wait. Can you see?
Yeah, I saw that one
There it
now.
is. There it is. Yeah. That's one of my my most favorite items that I have. So,
Same.
gentlemen, thank you so much for being on the show with me today. I know it was a little crazy. We didn't have as many folks watching as we normally do because of the tech issues, but that's okay. We will get them afterwards. They can come back and watch this here. And I had a fantastic time. I hope I can have you both come back and do some of our special editions, which are coming as soon as I can get them all hammered out.
Yeah. I'm glad to be back. Very fun to hear.
Excellent. Yes, I will definitely let you guys know. So, here at the end of the show, this is where we like to tell people all the cool things that we've been watching or doing or seeing or telling them other cool things to watch. Gentlemen, do you have any like other shows that you have been watching that you want people to watch with you?
I like it between two pairs thing. I think it's fun. I laugh a lot. It's very funny. They're doing an amazing job.
Oh, absolutely.
I like to pitch for that.
You guys should be guests on Between Two Peers.
Yeah,
a good
that could be something. Helge is one of my heroes. I have talked to her once. She chatted about before Pemsic, Australia. I went to, then it rained away, so we couldn't hang out. So I just met her for like a minute or something. Not a minute, but so we have planned a lot of things to do, then which we didn't do it because it rained. So I really like her, even if I don't know her.
Oh, she's a lot of fun, and trust me, yeah. As soon as you guys get to hang out for a little bit, you'll be fast friends.
Yeah. We seem to have same kind of humor.
Yeah. Greg?
Good to see.
I would say Coach's Corner is a great show. It's got it all, fighting wise, so to say.
Yeah.
I think more about party. We need to think about
That's a
you can hang out with
us. You drink all night. I don't.
I don't. I can't anymore. I pass out. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's for another show.
Yeah. That's for Between Two Peers, because
that's true. That's true.
Yeah, you do that show and you're going to get drunk.
Yeah.
You may not want to, but you will.
Yeah, but you will. Yeah.
Of course, I have to say Between Two Peers, Live from Cade is always great. Yeah. There's just so many great shows. And I do have to tell folks, so everybody living in Drakenwald already knows, but if you are not living in Drakenwald, you may not have known that we have Kingdom University coming up next month. And anyone all over from any kingdom can sign up for it. It's going to be virtual. So go to the Drakenwald Kingdom page and just shoot. It'll be within the first few scroll. What am I talking about? First few bits of the page. Man, my brain is just not working.
You'll find it. You just push some buttons.
Yeah, just push some buttons. It'll pop up. No, but
don't ask me. I'm old. I don't know.
But yeah, definitely check out Drakenwald Kingdom University. Go to the Drakenwald Kingdom page and you can sign up for it. And it's a lot of fun. If you have had fun watching all of these crazy people talk to me about the crazy stuff that goes on in Drakenwald, and you want to learn some really, really interesting stuff from some great people, hop right on there. All righty. So with that being said, I think that's going to be the end of our show tonight, or today. Tonight for you, today for me. Thanks again, gentlemen, for being on. Thanks for all of you coming out and watching. And I hope that we get to see you again soon, next week.
It's been great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely, anytime. And don't forget, Between Two Peers tomorrow at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 1900 Pacific Standard Time. Man, it's been one of those mornings. But once again, thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.